Everybody ready, set, go. Rev it up and let's roll. There's a party in the fast lane. Got my hands on the wheel and I'm flying. Heartbeat loud as the thunder rolls. Riding in on the stampede of lightning. I'm bringing back the sunshine. Bringing back the sunshine. Baby, it's about time. Bring it back. Oh,
I believe we about have everybody lined up and ready to go, so I'll make sure we go ahead and wheel through this lineup here for everybody. Starting on the pole position tonight, we do have the number 9 of Ty Robertson taking the pole position here tonight. Starting second is going to be Ray Rittenhauer the second. I don't believe we have him gridded up just yet, but he's going to be starting in second place. Starting in third place here tonight is going to be the number 89 of Matt Quick. Fourth place going to go to the number 5 car of Brandon Lopez, excuse me. Or fourth place, yeah. Got to make sure we get caught up here. Everett Larson in that 01 car going to be starting in 5th place here tonight. Mitchell Wilson in that number 46 machine starting in 6th place. Got that number 48 car of Joe Tardif with the new paint scheme, the camo and the Mountain Dew. That thing is sweet. Abe Kalufa going to be starting in 8th place here tonight. Brian Gibbons going to be going off in 9th place. And then James Grammer going to be starting in 10th place. Steve Bonomo going to be going off in 11th. Edward Smith going to be going off 12th. Ira Kohlhaas is going to be starting 13th, and then 14th is going to be Greg McConey. It's shuffling around a little bit on me right now while everyone's headed to the green flag. And then Jamie Horn in the number 98 car going to be starting in 15th. Brandon Trush going to be starting in 16th in that number 23 machine. Josh Cully going to be going off in 17th. Justin McMahon, that number 3 car, going to be starting in 18th place here tonight.
Hunter will drive that.
Daniel Wilkerson starting 19th. Scott Farrell going to be going off in 20th, and then Gary Armijo there in that number 7 going to be rounding out our field
for that lap
here tonight. Got Forge ZB, that is Zach Baker himself saying, let's go Trash Panda. Hate I can't be there tonight, but work calls.
After that, it is leader's choice in the zone.
John's out here buying a house. Zach's working. Baker's hanging out with his mom. Everyone's just got so many more important things to do than racing now. I definitely understand. I started a new job myself today, so I got home a little later than usual, but we are here and we are ready to go here at Michigan. Green flag is in the air. And ladies and gentlemen, we are off to the races here at Michigan. Ty Robertson, Ray Rittenauer, we battled it back and forth here. See them all kind of spread out in Michigan. Very, very wide track. So these guys are going to have a lot of room to work around the track, but this thing is definitely going to get loose, and it is going to get tighter as this race goes on. So look to see some people maybe start getting up into that outside wall as the race goes on. Ray Rittenauer heads out to the front now. Getting around that number 9 machine of Ty Robertson. He's going to be followed by Brandon Lopez. Mitchell Wilson going to be sitting back there as well. Everett Larson sitting right there in 5th place. And Kalufa going to be moving up a spot as well. He's going to be up into 7th. Joe Tardif, who you're right there battling with him for that position. James Grammer going to be sitting there in the battle for 8th and 9th. Stephen Bonomo right there in the running for 10th place. Greg McConey up 2 spots already into 11th. Josh Cully up 3 spots as well. Jamie Horn going to be right there battling with Brian Gibbons. That's 13th and 14th place right now. Gonna get a little more spread out view of these guys. You can see all the different lanes they're able to use as they go around the track here. You see guys going all the way up to the wall. See guys coming down. Oh, almost trouble there.
Sorry, Steve. We were rewatching.
Greg McConey and Stephen Bonomo.
I'm already in the wall. Yeah, there's a guy that came on the inside. I just got put through hard.
And you can see some guys getting, almost looks like they're getting a little bit tight already. Kind of plowing up to that wall very, very quickly. Thomas McLaughlin in the comments, boogity, 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 let's go racing. Just your average Jake saying, let's go Wilson, no money shifts tonight. Been a good night for Mitchell here so far. Moved himself up a couple of spots. Already sitting in 2nd. He's trying to run down that 01 machine of Everett Larson right now. Checking in on Ray Rittenauer out in front. He's got a little bit over a second of a lead over Ty Robertson right now, and it is continuing to increase as things stand right now. Brandon Lopez down 1 spot so far, but still sitting very comfortably in 5th place right there behind Mitchell Wilson. Got Abe Kalufa right there in 6th place. 7th is going to Matt Quick. James Grammer going to be sitting there in 8th place right now. Got the James Grammer time on there. Y'all can check him out on TikTok at Grammer Time. If anybody has any YouTube channels, TikTok, social media, we always try to make sure we show the love that everyone can get some little extra clicks. I know a couple of these guys run some TikTok accounts. A couple of guys got YouTube channels as well. I believe I saw Edward Smith there. I think I saw where he has a YouTube channel. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I will find that. I want to make sure he gets his shout out as well. You see him right there battling side by side with Scott Farrell there. That is 18th and 19th place going back and forth right now. A couple other cars that are on a mission right now. Jamie Horn going to be up 7 spots into 9th place. Josh Cully up 5 spots right now. He's going to be into your top 10 as well. James Grammer going to be up 3 spots. Started in 10th, now finds himself in 7th place. Matt Quick lost a couple of spots, started in 3rd place, now back in 8th place. But again, we talked about earlier, this is going to be a track where you have to make sure that you're keeping up with your tires and where everything is going to be and how your car is going to actually be able to react on a track like this. Because we do know that things are going to be a little bit tight out here as this race continues on. I believe we can actually show the weather down there. It's 79 degrees out here at Michigan. Partly cloudy, 56% humidity. So that is definitely going to be a little bit interesting for these guys to deal with here. 120 laps once again out here tonight. Check in on Joe Tardif and Greg McConey. They're going to be going back and forth right now. That is going to be the battle for 11th and 12th place right now. Greg McConey going to be John's pick for the victory here tonight. Ty Robertson going to be sitting comfortably about 1.6 seconds back on your race leader, Ray Rittenauer. Ray's just ripping it around the track right now. Yeah, that number 78 machine. Shout out to Levy. He's trying to keep that clean air and stay out there. Everett Larson's still going to be sitting in third place, but he's got Mitchell Wilson on his bumper now, trying to run him down. Mitchell Wilson putting down really, really fast times right now. We can actually put that up there for you so you can see your favorite drivers' last lap times out here on the track. Ray Rittenauer with a 40.5. Everybody else, for the most part, running right there in the 40.4s. Mitchell Wilson actually a little bit slower that time by 40.54. Jamie Horn and Josh Cully both put down 40.27 and 40.39. Those guys are flying around the track right now. Lots of good battle right here. That's Josh Cully, who he mixed in there with Matt Quick. He's going to be right behind him. Josh Cully going to be right behind that number 98 car of Jamie Horn. And they're trying to work the inside of the track around Matt Quick and James Grammer, both using the high side of the track right now. Got Greg McConey, who's going to be working his way up through there as well. He's up to 11th now, trying to gain on that pack of James Grammer, Josh Cully, and Jamie Horn and Matt Quick. Checking in back here on some of our other drivers here. Got Joe Tardif. He's currently going to be sitting a couple positions back in 12th, but may also just be trying to save a little bit of tire for the time being. Ira Kohlhaas currently up one spot in 13th. Justin McMahon going to be up 3 spots in 14th. Brian Gibbons down a couple spots, sitting 15th right now. Still running very comfortable lap times. Brandon Trush going to be right behind him in 16th, up 2 spots. Daniel Wilkerson right there in the number 28 car. Going to be sitting in 17th right now. He's up 3 spots on the night. Steve Bonomo going to be down a couple spots right now. He's going to be sitting in 18th place with Scott Farrell there right beside him. In 19th, Edward Smith down a couple spots tonight. Currently sitting in 20th position. Then Gary Armijo sitting there in 21st, but right on the bumper of Edward Smith. Zach Baker in the comments saying that Greg gets the victory here tonight. He is certainly moving through the field like he is. Still sitting up there in 11th place. So we just had Brandon Lopez actually get around Mitchell Wilson. They're going back and forth. Brandon Lopez is going to get around Mitchell Wilson. That's going to be for 4th place now. Brandon's going to be trying to run down his teammate in that 01 car of Everett Larson. These guys starting to battle back and forth now. Mitchell Wilson kind of using, or not Mitchell Wilson, Everett Larson kind of using that middle lane right there, trying to work his way through the traffic. Greg McConey working to get around James Grammer there. That's to break himself inside the top 10. He's going to be chasing down Matt Quick, who is right there in front of him. Matt Quick holding on to the bumper of Josh Cully and Jamie Horn, 7th and 8th place right now. And they're all going to be chasing down Abe Kalufa, currently sitting in 6th place. He's up 2 spots on the night. So Brandon's going to be kind of sticking to that lower side right now, and that's actually going to let both Everett pull away a little bit and Mitchell Wilson to get his nose in. That's going to allow Mitchell Wilson to go back into 4th place. Got a battle for the lead now. You see Ty Robertson and Ray Rittenauer going to be going back and forth now, side by side, as they come back to that checkered flag line. Ty Robertson going to be your new race leader here tonight. Got the pole here and then was kind of knocked off of that pretty quickly. Ray Rittenauer got an excellent restart, and that's going to allow, and that allowed him to lead the first 18 of our 120 laps here tonight. Ty Robertson able to get it back right there. Everett Larson now going to be battling back and forth right there. He's got Mitchell Wilson and that number 46 machine right on his bumper. Brandon Lopez is going to be just behind them in the 5th place position. Then Jamie Horn still trying to run them down. He's going to be in 6th place right now and gaining. He's followed closely by one of his teammates, Josh Cully. Abe Kalufa now going to be back into 8th place. Matt Quick, 9th. Then Greg McConey inside the top 10 after completing that pass over James Grammer. Justin McMahon's going to be moving through the field now as well. He's up 5 spots into 12th place. Ira Kohlhaas currently sitting in 13th. He's got Brian Gibbons and Joe Tardif right on his tail. And then Brandon Trush going to be up a couple spots on the night as well. Gary Armijo able to get around Steven Bonomo there. Steven looking like he might have a little something going on with that car, maybe getting a little bit loose on him. He is going to be trying to run Gary Armijo back down to get that position. Reminder, these drivers will also have 1 fast repair available for use tonight. If you get caught up in something, we try to keep this thing as realistic as possible. Ooh, looks like Rittenauer got into the wall just a little bit right there. We try to keep everything as realistic as possible, so we didn't want her to do a fast repair really, but it also is one of those things where, you know, things happen and you don't want people to get knocked out of the race completely because something happened that was completely out of their control. You see Everett Larson now. He's going to the inside of Ray Rittenauer. He's going to be able to make that pass. That's for 2nd place. Mitchell Wilson looks like he's going to try to go to the top side and do the same thing. So at least for the foreseeable future, we will be doing 1 fast repair. These guys do get 2 bonus points if they do elect to not use that fast repair, or if they don't have to. I want to encourage the clean driving as much as possible, which I feel like we've done a really great job of. These guys out here so skilled out on the track, and everyone racing clean. Had a really great year with that so far. Even at a really tough Daytona track last week, I had some cautions later in the run, but overall really not unhappy with how that went whatsoever. Justin McMahon looking the inside of James Grammer now. That's going to the inside. James Grammer sticking to the high side. That's going to let Justin McMahon go ahead and get by. Justin McMahon now going to be in 11th place. Got Zach Baker in the comments saying the top side can absolutely blister the tires in these cars, and saving some tire will be rewarded in this one. 100%. That was one of the things that we were kind of talking about before we fully got started in the race. Ooh, almost some contact right there between Greg McConey and Abe Kalufa. Greg trying to work his way further inside the top 10 here. I very conveniently have a little birdie out on the track that was able to slide me a little information. He was saying that, especially as this race goes on, that the tires are really going to start burning up on this thing. So saving tires, fuel strategy, pit strategy, as we are going to start coming to the end of our fuel run here in the early running. I think we have roughly 30-ish laps of fuel in these things. depending on how you run them. And then obviously our stage break coming at lap 50. So everyone going to need to pit before we actually have our stage break here. Brian Gibbons looking like he's going to be getting around James Grammer. And actually we have our first taker, Brandon Lopez, going to go ahead and bring it down pit road. Brandon, one of those guys you see often trying to flex the different pit road strategies, and he is going to be the first one to bring it down here, as he is going to be down there getting some fuel in that thing and getting some fresh tires on that car as well. Ty Robertson's still going to be out front, but Everett Larson starting to run him down. That leads now down to 0.3 of a second. Got our second visitors down pit road. Ray Rittenauer bringing it down. Jamie Horn going to be bringing it down pit road. Abe Kalufa's down pit road. James Grammer going to be bringing it down as well.
I'm pitting right here, Brent.
Had a couple of guys bring it down in maybe a lap or two before they're completely out of gas here. Brandon Lopez now back out on the track. And here's the rest of the group. Ty Robertson, rest of those front runners, I should say. Ty Robertson going to be bringing it down. Some other takers down here. Everett Larson going to be going ahead and visiting pit road as well. Josh Cully doing the same thing. He's going to be down on pit road as well. That is going to give you a new race leader, and that is going to be the number 46 car of Mitchell Wilson. He's going to have about 1.8 seconds over top of now second place Matt Quick. Greg McConey going to get moved into third because of pit road strategies there. Justin McMahon going to be sitting in fourth, and then Joe Tardif fifth, Brandon Trush sixth, Brian Gibbons seven, and Ira Kohlhaas in eighth. More takers coming down pit road. Number 3 of Justin McMahon and that number 16 of Greg McConey. They're coming down pit road side by side. And I believe Brandon Lopez must have gotten a black flag because he is back down pit road already. Steve Bonomo also going ahead and bringing it down pit road.
Okay.
Everett Larson going to be back out there on the track. Brandon Trush headed down pit road now, getting to the end of this stage of fuel. These guys are definitely going to start getting tight on fuel here. But Mitchell Wilson still out there getting some laps led. Got about 2 seconds on Matt Quick, and then 6.5 on Joe Tardif, about 7.5 on Brian Gibbons, 8.2 over Ira Kohlhaas. See some of these guys trying to maybe push it as far as they can before they bring it down, but here comes Mitchell Wilson. Brandon Trush bringing it off of pit road. Gary Armijo also bringing it off of pit road. Brandon Lopez back out on the track. Edward Smith going to be coming down pit road in the number 69 car. Oh, Mitchell Wilson missed his pit stall right there. He's got it jacked up now, and he is getting that car's fresh tires and fuel. New race leader going to be that number 89 car
29 pitting. 29
of Matt
pitting.
Quick. Keeping it out there for the time being. He's going to have Joe Tardif behind him, but Joe Tardif going ahead and bringing it down. He's going to be followed by his teammate Brian Gibbons and teammate Ira Kohlhaas there. Scott Farrell in the number 34 car. He's going to be bringing it down pit road. Daniel Wilkerson, the 28, down pit road as well. Matt Quick going to be out there as one of the only cars left on the track yet to pit. Zach Baker in the comments saying, watch for guys to not take any tires to save a set for a possible late race caution. That was one of the things that we were talking about before the race as well, trying to figure out what the pit road strategy was going to be for these guys and when they were going to take tires, when they were not going to take tires, and things like that.
Hello?
And I believe with any luck at all here, I'm now joined in the broadcast booth by our very own Thomas McLaughlin, who's so kindly agreed to help admin and race control this thing. You have no idea how much of a help that is.
No problem. No problem. I was sitting here trying to review as to what Brandon Lopez got a black flag for, but can't really see.
I want to say that it was speeding on exit. I'm not able to see that immediately either, but looks like as everything sorts back out here, Ty Robertson going to be in the race lead for the time being, but Ray Rittenhauer coming back with a head full of steam. I think we might have saw the tale of two strategies there early on in this race. You saw maybe Ty sitting back a little bit further and maybe trying to save a little bit of something, but then Ray Rittenhauer just off to the races. And it really did him good for about that first 20 laps or so. He didn't lose a ton of position. I mean, he only fell back to, I think, maybe third or so, but Ty Robertson was able to get up to a pretty comfortable lead of about a half a second there. Now Josh Cully going to be tailing right behind Ray Rittenauer about a half a second, and the Ty going to be about 1.2 seconds back right now. And then Jamie Horn, Everett Larson going to be sitting back there fourth and fifth, but now Mitchell Wilson trying to go to that high side of Jamie Horn. He's going to be able to get that done. He's going to leave Everett Larson in sixth place. Thomas, have you done too much racing at Michigan? Like, do you have any specific opinions on how this track drives or anything like that?
So I want to say last year we were in the next gen car, and that was my first race running with last row, and I went a lap down with like 3 to go, and Ty was in the lead, and Ty was having to save fuel that whole green flag run. And then the leader, or the guy who won the race, made a pass in 3 and 4, and then he ran out of gas, getting ready to enter the tri-oval. But I gave Ty a mean shot, and then they threw a great block, and unfortunate for Ty. But that was our here to start the race, or here to start the season for me. And plenty of races I finished a lap down. So we'll leave it at that.
You and me both, brother. But good night for Ty Robertson out here so far. He's going to be sitting in fourth place right now behind Josh Cully and Mitchell Wilson right now. Ray Rittenhauer trying to pick up where he left off in the first part of this race. Out to a pretty good lead, got to about 0.4 of a second, but now Josh Cully really zooming up to that bumper right now. He's trying to get in the lead of this thing before the stage break. Which I guess giving everyone a peek behind the curtain just a little bit as to how these things work. So with me broadcasting the race, I'm not able to hear the radio chatter. I'm able to throw flags, hood black flags, throw yellow flags, things like that. But it will all be stuff that you'd be able to see on my screen while I'm broadcasting. So that's where it is so helpful to have somebody like Thomas who can click all those buttons, and I don't have to bring up my my menu while we're in the middle of a race. And he is also able to hear everything that is going on over the radio, so he can kind of figure out if something's going on, or someone's calling for something, or if he just needs to tell the boys to stop yelling at each other, to be nicer.
Yeah, this race, they really haven't been talking over the radio. They came over the radio to do their green flag pit stops, and that's about it. And that's what we ask of them. So it's pretty good.
That is pretty much the size of it. But the caution flag for the stage will fly at the conclusion of lap 50. So with the 10th place driver, or the last driver in the top 10 that's on the lead lap, which I don't think we'll have any problem with that. In this case, I believe 10th place currently going to be held by that number 3 car of Justin McMahon. When that car, 10th place car, crosses the line to make lap 51, that's when our stage caution will come out. And one thing I'm very curious about, since we seemed like we had a lot of people take tires on that first pit stop, I wonder if you're going to see some guys maybe either skip tires this time, or maybe just do rights maybe, and try to push out to later in the race, because I know, again, I'm going to kind of have a make or break time somewhere around like lap 70, 80, as you see the guys going to need to start coming back in for gas, especially around like lap 80, 82. You're going to need to start coming back in for gas. And then you're going to see a lot of people that want to change tires for that last fuel stop. But then if we have a late caution and you don't have any tires left in the tank, and some other guys do, that guy's really going to be able to put a hurting on you if you're on 30 lap old tires. Everything's staying pretty similar out on the track right now. Not a whole lot of back and forth. You've seen these guys a little bit more split out still from that green flag pit stop. Mitchell Wilson still sitting in 3rd place. Matt Quick holding into 4th comfortably. He's got Abe Kalufa behind him, rounding out your top 5. He's going to be right at 4 seconds back right now. Ty Robertson's going to be battling side by side right now with Jamie Horn. That is going to be for the battle of 6th and 7th. James Grammer going to be right behind them in 8th place. Everett Larson going to be dropping back a little bit as well. Oh, big pop off the wall there. I believe that was the 98 of Jamie Horn. It's going to send James Grammer all the way to the inside there. So he's going to be able to complete that pass and kind of take off with it off of that Jamie Horn wall hit. James Grammer now into 6th place. I believe of the 21 drivers we started with, I think the only one a lap down currently is going to be that number 5 of Brandon Lopez after serving that penalty in the last green flag pit stop. So he would be in the position to get that lap back once the caution flies for the stage. Gary Armijo going to be holding 20th right now. Steve Bonomo still sitting in 19th position. Edward Smith going to be in 18th, and then Joe Tardif going to have 17th right now. Ira Kohlhaas in 16th. And then Daniel Wilkerson inside your top 15 in that 15th spot. Checking it out front, we got a new race leader, and that is going to be the number 46 car of Mitchell Wilson, taking to that inside lane, going around Ray Rittenauer and Josh Cully. It's kind of crazy, Thomas, how you can see these guys using pretty much 3 separate lanes, and they can make them all work here. It's just depending on which one might tear up your tires. I know we had Zach Baker in the comments saying that that top lane will really torch your tires, as you see.
Yep.
Mitchell Wilson, they're going around Steven Bonomo. That is going to put him a lap down here.
So that puts us having 3 cars a lap down, with Steven being the lucky dog for right now. And then we also have Gary Armijo and Brandon Lopez.
That is correct, sir. I think you're seeing these guys start to turn up a little bit as we get closer and closer to that stage break, trying to race for those points. Mitchell Wilson trying to pull out to a little bit of a lead now. He's got about a half a second over Josh Kelly right now, who was also able to get around Ray Rittenauer. Got Matt Quick right there going around Steve Bonomo. Then Abe Kalufa still sitting in 5th place. James Grammer going to be in 6th place, and then Everett Larson fell back a little bit off that restart corner field, maybe trying to save tires a little bit. Sitting in 7th, and Jamie Horn 8th, Ty Robertson 9th, and Adjustment Man still going to be rounding out your top 10 as things stand right now. Greg McConey still trying to run him back down. Who else we got? We got a battle going on right here now. Scott Farrell. That is not going to be for position, but he is trying to get around that number 5 car of Brandon Lopez. Scott Farrell currently going to be sitting in the 12th position in that number 34 car. And he's got Brandon Trush right behind him. Both those guys look like they have a little bit left in the tank here before we get to this stage break.
Scott got a left rear bump going into 1 and 2, and he's been voicing his opinions in the game chat. So that's been quite fun to listen to.
Well, just know you have the power to tell them to hush their mouths, as I believe my mother would say.
Well, we'll keep it PG-13.
Yeah, got to maintain the PG stream here, but I don't know. I haven't seen that much beating and banging, I feel like, tonight, but you do see, especially around these corners, when you see guys trying to get up and when we come down off the bottom side and get up to the higher side a little bit, those things on the older tires especially get so tight. Loose, excuse me. And
Yeah,
it's just
especially
like
the sun out.
you're trying to fight it all the way back down the track, and that's, I think, where I've seen a couple guys get into each other. But
yeah, most of it's just when they're 3 wide, before the apex of the turn, you can't really completely control and stay off the car on top of you, but sometimes you got to use them as a wall, rattle their cage a little bit, as we have Ty Robertson. I would say that, but my whole thing just reset.
Oh,
so that's
fun.
great. Yep.
Do you need me to throw the caution?
No. You throw the caution. They are getting ready to take lap 50 here.
Yep.
So I will move to the 10th place car and let you know when he crosses the line.
I appreciate that, sir. Mitchell Wilson's coming around the corner. He is looking to be our stage 1 winner here at Michigan. Got about 1.3 second and gaining lead over Ray Rittenauer right now. Mitchell Wilson and some pit road strategy going to be your winner of stage 1 here at Michigan.
And you can throw it.
Yep. Apologies to everyone for having to pull up my menu there, but we do what we got to do. Got Robbie Wilson in the comments saying, good run going for Mitchell, like the new paint. Definitely a good run going for Mitchell in that number 46 car, guys, machine, as he's going to be your stage 1 winner here at Michigan. Also, congratulations to Ray Rittenauer, Josh Cully, Matt Quick, Abe Kalufa, James Grammer, Everett Larson, Jamie Horn, Ty Robertson, and Justin McMahon for picking up bonus points for playoff season. And Thomas, I got to tell you, I'm very interested to see what kind of
What some people are going to do here.
strategies or people are going to be trying to pull out here, because it is going to be.
What? No,
I
another
think
70 laps?
John might have been. I think John might have been a little evil tonight with the fuel and the tire. Getting about 30-ish laps of fuel out of these cars.
Mm-hmm.
Tires that are
Check it
just
out.
wanting
go
to
back.
fall off the car after 30, 40 laps. And then the way everything's going to kind of fall is lap 80, 85. You're going to need to pit for gas, but then, God forbid,
Do
we
you
have a
take
late
rides?
stage caution. You never know. I think you're going to see a lot of guys with some different strategy here, and I'm definitely going to be interested to talk to the top 3 at the end of the race and see what their kind of strategy was. But
Now definitely look up for some fuel saving here,
100%.
so that way they can try and get a shorter pit cycle. The green flag stop.
Stephen Bonomo staying out on the track. He is the lucky dog for this stage, so he will be getting his lap back here in that number 12 Tampa Bay Rays machine. Everybody else down onto pit road. Mitchell Wilson had a little bit of trouble his first time down pit road. Almost
Oh yeah.
missed it again, but able to get it back under control there. It's like 4 tires going on that car for Mitchell Wilson. Ray Rittenhauer gonna be the first off of pit road, followed by Josh Cully. Scott Farrell coming off of pit road in 3rd place there. Wonder if he ended up
All
going
right,
with
coming
a
to 1 degree
2-tire
this
stop.
time,
Matt Quick coming
so
off 4th. You got
make your
Mitchell
choice
Wilson then.
in the restart
Everett
zone.
Larson in 6th. Ty
You can make it
Robertson
before the
7.
restart zone, that's fine. But
Yeah,
before
Abe
we
Kalufa
reach
8.
the end
Greg
of the
McConey
restart
9.
zone, be either against
James
the
Grammer
wall
in
or at
10th.
the
Justin
bottom.
McMahon 11. Brandon Trush. Brian Gibbons. Ira Kolas in that number 29 car. Going to be 14th. Daniel Wilkerson going to be 15th. And then Joe Tardif going to be in 16th.
Give each
Edward
other
Smith
plenty of
just
room
getting it
here,
off the
guys.
pit road here. The number 69 car. He's going to be restarting 17th.
Now I've been able to mess
Jamie
around
Moore
with
just
my
now bringing her
camera.
off the pit road. Was he getting some damage repaired?
Yes, I believe that's whenever he smacked the wall earlier.
Yeah.
I've been able to mess with my camera settings and put a little drone up in the sky right at our restart zone choose area.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, we're exploring some different strategies to make sure that we are implementing the kind of choose cone thing this year to try to, for specific restarts, to try to incorporate a little bit more realism. But it's a little tough when we're up here broadcasting. You're not quite able to figure out exactly where everyone's supposed to be. So we've had some hiccups, but I think overall it's gone pretty well. So we've been playing around with some different strategies to see how we're going to do that. But I think in the meantime, this has gone fairly okay. And I think it's a good trade-off. You know, we're doing one fast repair this year, which goes against the realism. And then we're doing a choose cone, which even iRacing doesn't have that built into the system. So on the ones where we have to have a choose cone, we have to have someone clear the black flags. Which, is your system up and working to do that now, or?
I don't have that fast button.
Okay.
Like I believe that you have set up. I definitely have to get that from you after this.
I can send you the command.
Oh, if you can send that, I can go ahead and pre-type it, get it ready.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And with that, the pace car is off. And we are green flag racing again here at Michigan. That did not look like the restart that Scott Farrell wanted. He's having to go all the way up to the top of the track. He spun tires a little bit. Oh, and James Grammer's going to get stuck behind him as well. That's going to cost both of them quite a little bit of position as the train rolls by on the inside. Three wide racing there for a second. Jamie Horn
Oh, yeah.
and the number 9 of Ty Robertson trying to get around there on the low side. Edward Smith looking for his spot to get around as well. And that knocked Edward Smith back, restarted in 5th, knocked him back to 15th, knocked James Grammer back. Kind of got stuck behind him there back into 17th. He's now going to be having to battle with Joe Tardif right there for 16th place. Out front, good restart for Ray Rittenauer. He's been killing the restarts here tonight. Another really, really perfect restart for him. Mitchell Wilson going to be sitting in 2nd place. Josh Cully going to have 3rd place. And then Justin Mann, Greg McConey going to be down there on the inside. Almost 3 wide racing there. Justin Mann taking the high side. Greg McConey using that middle lane right there. And then Josh Cully. Brian Gibbons going to be right there behind them. In
And we
5th
have
and
a
6th
pit
place.
taker,
What's that now?
Abraham Kalupo, down pit road. So I wonder if he's having some troubles here. Or I wonder if maybe he was one of the wave arounds and now he's having to take his pit stop.
I don't think so. But he is putting tires on it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting strategy here out of Abe Kalufa. I was wondering if there was a penalty or something, but Abe Kalufa bringing it down pit road to get tires put on that thing. New battle for the lead here. Mitchell Wilson all the way on the high side has Greg McConey going to the inside. New race leader going to be that number 16 car of Greg McConey. Justin McMahon and that number 3 car going to be right behind him. Mitchell Wilson now going to be in 3rd. And I've got a kind of an interesting note here in the comments from Zach Baker, obviously on that Trash Panda Autosport team. Said the TPA boys all have an extra set. Did not take any in that stage. Interesting. So I'm assuming they're trying to get their tires on lap 85 or so when we need to have that stop for gas, and then still try to have an extra set for the late stages if something
And overtime.
does end up happening. But doesn't look like it's affecting those cars right now. Greg McConey racing very hard out there up front with Justin McMahon. Now your new race leader in that number 3 AC Delco car. Brian Gibbons going to be way out front as well. Brian Gibbons now running in 3rd place. 2 Trash Panda Autosport drivers going to be there in the top 3. Then Daniel Wilkerson going to be up there, up 16 spots now on the night, going to be up there in 4th place. Good to see Daniel up there getting some work done up in the front of the pack. Mitchell Wilson taking it a little bit to the higher side here. And I know Mitchell took tires on that last stop, so maybe he's either trying to make sure they stay cool or maybe see him fall back a little bit to try to save some tires. I'm not sure, but a couple positions back now for Mitchell Wilson here. Greg McConey, Justin McMahon going to be battling side by side for that race lead.
So I just went back and did a replay of the, stage break pit stop. And I was wondering what happened to Gary Armijo. Looks like as he was entering his pit box, he got a very unfriendly bump from somebody, and then got T-boned. So I want to say he is out of the race. He might be trying to save that faster barrel.
Yeah, Gary Armijo. Oh, there is smoke coming out of that car. That is very unfortunate. Abe Kalufa now going to be all the way back at the back of the pack now. He's going to be in 20th place now, down 1 lap. Brandon Lopez also still going to be 1 lap down, I believe. And then our last car on the lead lap is going to be Ira Kohlhaas.
Nope.
James Grammer
Brandon
trying to dig
Lopez
some
is
positions
back
back
on
out
the
of the
lead
fall
lap.
back early on. He's going to be sitting at 15th right now, just getting around Everett Larson there in 16th. You got to think Everett's either saving or is on especially old tires, because he's as far back as he has been this entire night right now, sitting at 16th.
Well, let's ride on board and see how he's doing on it. Maybe he's holding the clutch in a little bit in the turns, trying to save some fuel.
That's the other thing, is you're going to see some guys trying to save some fuel as well to try to push this green flag
2 more
stage
laps.
as long as they possibly can. Greg McConey and Brian Gibbons have both taken off here at the front of this thing. Greg McConey in the race lead by about almost half a second now over that number 74 of Brian Gibbons. Now Joe Tardif in that 48 car. He's going to be racing side by side with Justin McMahon, and that is going to be the battle for third and fourth right there.
My bad, McMahon.
Little contact right there between Tardif and McMahon. Daniel Wilkerson going to be right behind McMahon as well.
Everett Larson is riding the clutch in the turns. Let's ride on board with Greg.
Ray Rittenauer going to be sitting back, led a lot of laps here tonight. Led about the first 20 laps of the race here tonight. He's currently going to be sitting in 8th place right now. Brandon Trush moving through the field as well. Trush is going to be sitting in 7th place. He's up 11 spots on the night. He's got Mitchell Wilson in front of him, and then Daniel Wilkerson in 5th place in front of him. Wilkerson looking to the inside of Justin McMahon right here. Golly, around that turn, it's almost like you can see the back end of the car just wanting to slide out on you.
All right, bud.
Daniel Wilkerson going to the high side of the track here. It's going to allow Brandon Trush to get a nose down. Brandon Trush going to move, trying to move, into 5th place here. Justin McMahon now going to be sitting in 4th place. Joe Tardif now 3rd. Brian Gibbons 2nd. Greg McConey in 1st. So it is a Trash Panda Auto Sport 1, 2, 3 as things stand on the track right now. Ooh, a little blink there from Joe Tardif. Brandon Lopez bringing it down pit road here. Wonder if this is some other pit road strategy we're seeing here. Only car to come down pit road right now. He joins Gary Armijo down there on pit road. That's going to put him another lap down there as Greg McConey and Brian Gibbons head around him right there. You see, McConey, Gibbons have a pretty good gap on the rest of the field right now. Gibbons going to be about 0.2 of a second behind Greg McConey, and then that's where the stack forms behind them. Joe Tardif in 3rd place there on the high side, and you got Justin McMahon, Brandon Trush, Daniel Wilkerson, Mitchell Wilson kind of all in that pack right there. They're going to be the next ones trying to get around Joe Tardif, and then that next pack led by Ray Rittenauer. That's going to have Josh Cully, Jamie Horn, Matt Quick. Edward Smith going to be a part of that mix as well.
Joe, you keep
Stephen Nomo going to be kind of sitting by himself for the time being, but he's going to have Ty Robertson behind him. And then James Grammer sitting right behind Ty Robertson, followed by Scott Farrell, Everett Larson, Ira Kohlhaas, and Abe Kalufa.
So this is definitely a who's saving fuel and who's trying to run a drive and get a big enough lead. I've
Yeah,
watched a handful of drivers.
You saw everybody kind of try to get with their teammates a little bit because they're trying to make sure they're in the position to save the most fuel here, because I think that's why you can see guys like Everett Larson, Ty Robertson towards the back of the field right now, but they're not really pushing forward very hard right now. They're just kind of sitting and letting lay right now. McConey, Gibbons, Tardif, even though Tardif, there's a little bit of separation between him and his teammates. He's kind of back here with the other group of guys, Justin McMahon, Brandon Trush, Daniel Wilkerson, Mitchell Wilson, Jamie Horn. I wonder if all those guys have kind of decided to, like, hey, we're not really going to push it for right now. We're going to try to save a little bit of fuel and see where we can get this thing to. We completed 70 laps of 120 here tonight at Michigan. Thinking our next pit for at least gas probably going to be coming somewhere around the lap 85 mark.
That's what I was just trying to do, the fuel calculations and see. I'd be willing to bet we're probably going to have some people try and run it completely dry. But I think around like lap 82 is when a lot of people are going to try and make some takers.
We've seen a couple takers. Brandon Lopez marked down a few laps ago, and then now seeing Scott Farrell bring it down pit road here. Joe Tardif now there on the inside of the track. Scott Farrell bringing it off of pit road there, was not able to catch and see if he was able to, or if he ended up taking tires right there. Still have got the stack of cars there behind Joe Tardif. That is the battle for third place. You're starting to see this second group catch up a little bit here. Brian Gibbons falling back off the bumper of Greg McConey just a little bit. Gibbons now about 0.8 of a second behind his teammate there for the race lead. And Joe Tardif going to be right at 2 seconds back right now. With everybody else
Top
in that
eight
pack
is battling.
like about 2 and 4 seconds behind.
The top 8 is battling. Meanwhile, 13th and back, they're saving.
Yeah, and that's why I think you're seeing such a big split right now on the track as well in terms of the times. I mean, you're seeing Gibbons now. I think maybe Gibbons starting to save on, because it seems like Gibbons is starting to maybe slide back just a little bit, but I think everybody else, you have to assume, is probably holding in the clutch on this thing right now.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely switched to a couple drivers, looked at their onboards and just watched the needle drop to under 3,000 RPM.
And
like,
here
I know what you're
doing. Greg McConey down pit road.
Lap 74.
Lap 74 into 75, going ahead and bringing it down. That is going to give the race lead to Brian Gibbons there in that number 74 machine. And you're seeing the rest of these guys trying to work their way around. Joe Tardif here, Justin McMahon going to the inside, Brandon Trush going to the inside, Daniel Wilkerson following behind them closely.
And Brian Gibbons just came over the radio and said he is fixing to bring it down pit road. So I wonder if all the trash bandits going to come down here. Try and work together.
No movement yet out front. Justin McMahon still going to be out there battling for the race lead with Joe Tardif. Other two Trash Panda Autosport drivers bringing it down, Greg McConey and Brian Gibbons. That top four going back and forth right now. Joe Tardif, Justin McMahon. Ooh, big blink out right there for Joe Tardif. Brandon Trush, Daniel Wilkerson going to be all in that mix right there. And then the next pack starting to work their way forward now. That's going to be Mitchell Wilson. Jamie Horn going to be in that mix as well. Ray Rittenauer a little bit further back, but he's still fighting his way forward. He's got Josh Cully.
Sorry, Scott.
Edward Smith and Matt Quick, all a part of his group. And then Steve Bonomo and James Grammer still trying to run the rest of the field down. There goes Brian Gibbons bringing it off of pit road. Justin McMahon, now your new race leader, followed by Brandon Trush in second place. Daniel Wilkerson going to be battling for third with Joe Tardif.
Justin McMahon bringing it down pit road now.
Justin McMahon heading down pit road. Interesting to see the kind of splitting off of everybody when they're deciding to bring it down. I just wonder if they're just bringing it down when they're out of fuel. Like, it's just they're running it until they can't run it no more.
And that's also the thing is, you don't want to be the last car on the track. As great as it is to lead a lap, say, hey, look, Mom, I'm leading here at Knapp Daddy Racing.
Which is
you don't want to be the last car.
Great thing.
You don't want to be the last car on the track whenever everybody else stops and takes tires. Because you're on 25, 30 lap tires, running out of fuel, and they're just catching up to you.
There comes Daniel Wilkerson. He's bringing it down pit road. There's Jamie Horn, and the number 98 car, going to join him down pit road. You see Justin McMahon on his way, bringing it back out. Brandon Trush keeping it out there on the track, trying to get some laps led.
When's the next comp caution?
Brandon Trush not brought it down
There's
yet.
not
Joe
one.
Tardif
We're going to the finish
not down
line.
pit road yet. Mitchell Wilson still needs to bring it down pit road. Edward Smith, up 8 spots now into 4th place. Ray Rittenauer in 5th, and he's got Josh Cully and Matt Quick with him. Well, they might be still trying to fight their way forward here just a little bit. There is Jamie Horn bringing it off the pit road.
Your top 5 is Brandon Trush, Joe Tardif, Mitchell Wilson, Edward Smith, and Josh Coley.
And Matt Quick still up there as well. He's battling with Josh for that 5th spot. Brandon Trush now your new race leader. He's got, had about a half a second on Joe Tardif, but now he's going to bring it down pit road here. Joe Tardif going to remain out on the track for the time being.
And now you have Mitchell Wilson in top 2. Suddenly the short run king is kind of turning into the long run guy now.
I was going to say, that's one of the things that I've kind of noticed here over the past little bit is we all the time talk about Mitchell Wilson's our short run guy. Puts down crazy qualifying laps, things like that. But I've been seeing a lot of long run growth out of Mitchell Wilson here this year as well. Joe Tardif out in the race lead, but looking like he might be having some connection issues here. Seeing him blink out, kind of in and out here a little bit. Edward Smith going to be going ahead and bringing it down pit road here as well. James Grammer, number 41 car, he finishes his pit stop. He's bringing it off. Steve Bonomo going to be coming down pit road as well. John Smith in the comments saying, looking good. Thanks, boss. But lap 82 of 120 still have Joe Tardif out on the track. Still have Mitchell Wilson out on the track. Matt Quick, Josh Cully, Ray Rittenauer, Ty Robertson, Everett Larson. That's where the pit line stops, isn't it?
I would like to say yes, because they were able to go save so much. Everett Larson and Ty, they were clutching since the restart.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't see where there's a world where they're able to make it all the way to the end, but maybe they're just able to push it so far that it almost makes the tire difference like negligible for the time being.
Well, it definitely helps, right? Because then you can get
Joe
another
Tardif
5 laps.
down pit road. New
'Cause if
race
you can get
leader,
another
number
5 to 6
46
laps.
Mitchell Wilson. I was going to say,
if you
if you're
sit-
able, oh, go ahead. Finish your thought. I apologize.
No, you're good. Because if you're able to, if you clutch the entire, 30 lap run, you might save up to 5 laps. That puts you 5 laps closer to the end of the race.
Yeah. And at a race like this where we've seen, very obviously, like the tire wear is very, very real on these cars, and it can definitely get them loose, and it definitely affects your performance. And they were able to save so much, and they're able to, get 5 or 6 extra laps out of that thing, and then get those 5 or 6 lap newer tires for the end of the race. I mean, that could definitely be a huge deal.
Now look at Greg McConey. He is caught up to Everett Larson. Greg is on fresh tires. When he did his green flag pit stop, he took fuel in 4 and said, "Get me back to the lead."
Greg McConey, he is just getting around Everett Larson there. That is a pass for 7th place. Now Greg McConey going to be trying to run down Ty Robertson. That would be going through these cars who, again, have not yet pitted under green. So while Ty Robertson, Ray Rittenauer, Josh Kelly, Matt Quick, Mitchell Wilson, all these guys are on, about 35, 36 lap old tires at this point, and probably borderline close to running out of gas. Greg McConey's out there on fresh tires, and he's trying to run them down, get it back into the lead, and then those guys out front are going to be banking on long run at the end, and they're going to be able to have the fresher tires to close this race out.
Mitchell Wilson he's got his hand out the window. He is coming down pit lane.
Mitchell Wilson bringing it down pit road here, needs a flawless pit stop here for this strategy of his to go the way that he wants it to go. It's his best stop of the night. Matt Quick in that number 89 machine now going to be your new race leader. He's going to be followed by Ray Rittenauer and that number 78 machine. Led a lot of laps here tonight, and then Josh Cully as well. All those guys going to be bringing it down pit road now. So that is going to close out our drivers who long ran that last green flag set. Abe Kalufa just now bringing it back onto the track as well after his pit stop. That is going to give your race lead to that number 16 car of Greg McConey.
Ty Robertson and Everett Larson still have not pitted yet.
That's right. I said that had closed out. That has not closed it out. Ty Robertson.
At this point in time, they're running on fumes and hopes.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers. But Ty Robertson's still out there running it in 2nd place. He's going to be about 5 seconds behind Greg McConey. Again, Greg McConey going to be out there on fresh tires. Same for Brian Gibbons here, flying around on the outside lane. Jamie Horn also going to be on those fresh tires. Jamie Horn going to the inside
29 pitting
of Brian Gibbons here. That is the battle for 2nd and 3rd place. Jamie Horn ripping that inside lane, moving his way into 2nd place.
And speaking of Ty and Everett and the fumes and hopes, looks like the fumes ran out because they are in pit lane.
They are down on pit road. Everett Larson also now down on pit road. Looks like Ira Kohlhaas also down pit road. So I guess those were your guys who were able to push it the farthest.
You have Greg McConey back to your race lead.
Greg McConey back to your race lead. 30 laps left to go here at Michigan International Speedway. And it has been a absolute race of strategy here tonight as we're just seeing these guys go back and forth on their pit road strategy. Different guys doing different things during the stage break. And then a lot of strategy out of these guys over that last green flag run. We saw some guys who were, like you said, pretty much clutching it from the very beginning, able to get another minimum 5 to 6. Some guys got probably close to 10 laps extra out of these cars. So I think it is like what Zach Baker is saying here. He said if they make it to 90, they can stretch it again and make it a 1-stop stage instead of a 2-stop stage.
And it looks like that's exactly what they did.
So this is definitely making for a very interesting close to the race here because, again, pretty much everybody who you saw pit under what we would consider like the standard kind of pit road window will absolutely have to go down pit road again. The guys who you saw push it farther out, so not Brandon Lopez, Ty Robertson, Everett Larson, Ira Kohlhaas, all those guys, you have to assume are trying to make it one more stop. Or no more stops at this point.
Well, Greg's got to pit at least one more time.
But the thing is that now they've also got to think about, they probably have to save a little bit of fuel again for the end of the race. Whereas all these other guys who have already pitted, they know they have to pit again. So they're just letting it eat right now.
I mean, Greg's got almost a 5-second lead over second place right now.
Yep.
Now's his time to start saving as best as he can.
Greg going to be out there in first place by about 5 seconds over that number 98 car of Jamie Horn. Justin McMahon going to be sitting in third place in that number 3 car. Brian Gibbons in the number 74 car. Greg's Trash Panda Autosport teammate going to be sitting in fourth place, and then Daniel Wilkerson going to be in fifth. He's going to be followed by Joe Tardif in sixth, and then Brandon Trush in seventh. Mitchell Wilson now going to be sitting in eighth place. Edward Smith in the number 69 car going to be ninth, and Matt Quick in the 89 machine is going to round out your top 10. Jamie Horn down pit road.
46 going in.
Mitchell Wilson also bringing it down here.
Yeah, so these are all the guys who pitted lap 74 to lap 75.
And so now they're trying to short pit the rest of the field.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and take it. Take a splash of gas, maybe two right side tires, and on the way.
Just gas for Mitchell Wilson. Jamie Horn, I believe the same case, already back out there on the track. You gotta love it. You just gotta love it. I love good pit road strategy. Justin McMahon now coming down pit road as well. James Grammer bringing it down as well.
So your race lead is still Greg McConey with a 6.5 second lead over second place, and he is not saving fuel.
Yeah, I think
he's not clutching. He's sending it in the corner.
I think if you're Team Trash Panda, because they do once again have the 1, 2, 3 here. Greg McConey out there in first. Brian Gibbons going to be second place. Joe Tardif in third, and then Daniel Wilkerson going to be in fourth place right now. Fifth place, Brandon Trush heading down pit road. I think if you're these guys that are staying out in the top 4 right now, I think to my mind, you have to pit again, and then now you either do or don't know that there's guys behind you that were on your pit cycle that short pitted you. So I think if you're at this point now, you've either got to try to follow them now and be kind of second to the party, or you have to just go as hard as you possibly can right now and try to build out as much of a lead as you can, so that when you do inevitably have to come back around pit road, you have enough of a buffer so that those guys who short pitted you don't have enough time to come back up there and get you.
So here's what I think. I think Greg is probably realizing that he's running low on fuel. He's been battling a bunch of lap cars that are one lap down. If they were to pass him, they're going to be on the lead lap. He still has to pit and take fuel. And this is the group of Ty Robertson, Brandon Lopez, Everett Larson, who were able to stretch it out to where they had enough fuel for this second half of the run.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's trying to run it and hold them up from them being able to get on the lead lap.
And you just love to see the different strategies into play. But again, as of right now, with 23 laps to go here at Michigan International Speedway, Greg McConey, your leader, Brian Gibbons, going to be sitting in second place. Joe Tardif going to be in third place. As you see, that's Brian Gibbons right there in front of him. And then Mitchell Wilson. Oh, big bounce off the wall for Joe Tardif.
Yeah, I'm good.
That was really close to Joe being in there in the grass going for the John Deere award in that 48 camo Mountain Dew machine. That was a big pop off the wall. That looked like the one that Jamie Horn had earlier where he ended up having to get some damage repaired. You're going to be very curious to see if that ends up affecting the rest of his night here. You see Brandon Trush there going to the inside. Brandon Trush currently sitting in 14th place.
Ooh. Somebody else is off the wall.
16 this time.
Is that Mitchell that bounced off right there?
Yep. Mitchell bounced off the wall, and he has to give up that 13th or 12th place spot,
That's going to move
I think.
Brandon on up there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Ty woed down a little bit. Ty Robertson currently sitting in that 14th spot. Out front now is going to be Brian Gibbons, as now Greg McConey heads down pit road. So that is going to give the race lead to his Trash Panda Auto Sport teammates. That's Joe Tardif and Brian Gibbons. You see they're right behind Ty Robertson right there.
24 pitting.
Looks like Brian Gibbons is following his Trash Panda teammate down
48
pit road.
this time.
And Daniel Wilkerson.
As they're all headed down right now. Brian Gibbons down, Daniel Wilkerson down, Joe Tardif down. And then now's where we see whose strategies are going to win the day.
This will give the race lead to Raymond Rittenauer.
It will
I
indeed.
do apologize if I butchered that.
Rittenauer, you got it. But Ray Rittenauer now going to take your race lead. Josh Cully now going to have second place. Matt Quick and then number 89 machine going to have third place. And then you see Jamie Horn there in the number 98. He is going to be in fourth place. Jamie Horn no longer will need to pit for gas. You at least have to assume that Rittenauer, Cully, and Quick do. Greg McConey going to be off pit road now. He's going to be able to make it all the way to the end. Everett Larson currently going to be sitting in sixth place. Brandon Trush has seventh. Mitchell Wilson going to be eighth. Brian Gibbons 9, and Joe Tardif 10. Put most of our field back on the lead lap. Ira Kohlhaas now going to be our last car on the lead lap. He is in 15th place, now just passed for 15th place. Steve Minomo now going to be the last one on the lead lap, I believe, in 16th place. Scott Farrell going to be in the position to get a lap back in 17th, should we have any sort of yellow flags. 19 laps to go here at Michigan International Speedway. Race is led by Ray Rittenauer II and Josh Cully. Matt Quick going to be right behind them. They're all within 0.3 of a second of each other. Behind them, Jamie Horn, 2.6 seconds back in fourth place. Greg McConey going to be about 10 seconds back in fifth. Brandon Trush trying to work his way forward. Trush headed around Everett Larson. That is a pass for sixth place. They're going to be about 2 seconds behind Greg McConey and Jamie Horn. Brian Gibbons and Joe Tardif there. Another blink for Joe Tardif right there. Daniel Wilkerson going to be right behind them. We saw him bring it down pit road a few laps ago. Ty Robertson in that 9 car going to be right there in 12th place. Justin Mann currently sitting in 13th. He's going to be side by side with Edward Smith. No changes up front for the time being. 17 to go here at Michigan. And we have the rest of the field that is trying to burn it up, trying to catch these leaders right now. Jamie Horn now within 2 seconds, within a second and a half of the race leader. You can see Jamie Horn right now starting to pull up on that bumper of Matt Quick. That's going to be for third place. Greg McConey also flying his way back forward.
Greg McConey is 3 seconds that he has taken away from the leader. I think he's rolling.
Yeah, Greg McConey now within 7 seconds and counting of the leader. As I say that, it goes to under 7.
You know, I think our guy, John, had some insider information whenever he made Greg his pick.
Ty Robertson down pit road.
Because I'm pretty sure this is Greg's home track.
This is Greg's home track. He told us that. He told us that in his interview last week. He was like, Michigan is his favorite track and where he definitely feels the most confident. Got Jamie Horn now up there. He's going to be battling for the race lead. He has gotten around Matt Quick and Josh Cully. He's now going to the inside of Raymond Rittenauer. That is going to be for the race lead, and Jamie Horn and that number 98 car going to take the race lead from Rittenauer, Cully, and Quick. Jamie Horn good to go on gas. You have to assume Rittenauer, Cully, and Quick are going to be cutting it close. Then you have to go back to Greg McConey there. He's going to be 5.2 seconds back of Jamie Horn right now. He is also good to go on gas.
Oh, yeah. Now, in 5 or less laps, Greg is chopped off over a 5-second split. So I'd say probably in another 3 to 4 laps, he's going to make it to within a second and probably pass Matt Quick.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's going to get interesting. You saw Jamie Horn take a little bit more of a risky strategy, go in a little bit earlier than the rest of the guys that were on his same pit cycle. And then so now Greg McConey's trying to run him down so he can make sure that it's him and Horn able to battle for it at the end. Matt Quick falling off of the pace a little bit. He's kind of falling back to Greg McConey right now. He's only about a half a second in front of him. Then Greg's going to have about 4 seconds to go to get to Cully and Rittenauer. Jamie Horn about 3/10 of a second on Ray Rittenauer. So you got to remember, Jamie and Greg both are on about the same tire cycle.
Yep.
But they kind of had to burn it up at different times. Jamie kind of just had to really set it on fire so he could get up there and get the race lead. And Greg McConey's currently having to set it on fire to run them down. Zach Baker in the comments saying, I also called Greg winning earlier in chat. He is so fast here. He is definitely so fast here. I mean, we're just seeing a masterclass here tonight of strategy and speed out of these guys. Just everyone burn it down around the track, obviously, but then everyone also having to think about their next move, and it's like playing chess at 200 miles an hour. I love it.
It took Greg 2 laps to catch up to Matt Quick and pass for 4th. We still have Jamie Horn here in the lead. He's trying to run away, but Raymond is just staying on his bumper.
And Greg McConey now about to close it to within 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Yeah, Greg is sending it into those corners
Oh,
right
yeah.
now. So
He
now,
is not lifting till he sees Goddard checker flag here.
Yeah, 100%.
And I am for it.
I am for it. That is racing, boys. So, but now the question is so at this point, Jamie can kind of just do his thing. He's made it to where he wants to be. He's in first place.
Oh, yeah.
Rittenauer, you have to assume that he's going to need gas unless he does just an insane job of saving. But he may or may not be good to go all the way till the end. Same thing for Josh Cully in 3rd place. The difference here is that Jamie had to burn his tires up about 6 or 7 laps ago. So he already heated his tires up. So if he's able to get them cooled down now is going to be the question of if you can hold off Greg McConey. Because now that's what Greg McConey's having to do about 6 laps later than Jamie Horn. Having to kind of send it through the field. Like you said, just putting down burner times right now. I can pull up the last times. 41.28 for Jamie Horn. 41.23 Rittenauer. 41.28 for Josh Cully. 40.5 for Greg McConey. And a 40.4 for Joe Tardif. 40.6 for Ryan Gibbons. So those trash panda guys are full sending it around the track right now. It's just going to be... It's not really even a question at this point of if they're going to be able to hold off if they're going to be able to get to Jamie Horn. As you see them now getting to Josh Cully in that 88, it's going to move Greg McConey into third place. Everett Larson going to be there. He is going to be a lap down right now in 14th place. I don't think it's really even a question at this point of whether or not Greg, at least Greg, if not his teammates, well, his teammates are a little further back. Joe Tardif about 6.9 seconds back right now. I don't think it's a question of whether Greg's going to be able to get to Jamie. It's going to be whether he has the tires to make the pass at the end.
Jamie Horn in the wall, out of 2. He is slowing down a lot.
Yeah, Jamie getting loose right there coming out of the exit. Ray Rittenauer still holding on as well. If Ray Rittenauer has the gas to finish this race, I'm not 100% sure how, but that has kind of been the whole thing with this race here tonight is I don't know how they're doing it. Everett Larson starting to turn it on the inside there. He's going to the inside of Ray Rittenauer there. He's trying to get a lap back.
Oh, yeah. And Greg McConey,
Yep, Greg McConey.
within 5 laps, has now made it to within under a half a second from the leader.
He is right there now. 7
He
laps
can-
to
he
go,
can
and
smell
now
him.
Greg McConey going to be up there with Jamie Horn. Ray Rittenauer still right there in the mix. He's going to be about 3/10 behind Greg McConey going to the
Greg
inside
McConey, side by side.
of Jamie
He's
Horn.
drifting up
And
the
there
track.
is the pass for the lead. Greg McConey, now your race leader at
So
Michigan
thank
with
you.
6 laps to go now. Jamie Horn going to be sitting in 2nd place. Ray Rittenauer going to have 3rd place. Josh Cully sitting about 1.3 seconds back in 4th. Joe Tardif going to be in 5th right now, 6 seconds back. Brian Gibbons 7 seconds back in 6th. And then Brandon Trush
That'd be nice.
7, Daniel Wilkerson 8, Matt Quick 9, and Mitchell Wilson 10 makes up the rest of your top 10 here. Jamie Horn goes to the inside now, trying to take that lead back from Greg McConey. Oh, that's a hard lick off the wall for Jamie Horn. All the way to the inside. That's going to let Rittenauer get the position. Greg McConey, now your race leader, 5 laps to go. Everybody up here good on fuel, but do they have the tires to finish it? McConey still sending it into the corners. Jamie Horn able to gain a little bit of time on the straights. He was able to get that lead back to under a second. Then Greg able to pull more of that time back out through the corners.
I think Greg McConey's crew chief needs to have him a body armor ready, because he is whipping this thing.
Yeah, he is still sending it into those corners. And then Ray Rittenauer, again, genuinely not sure if he can make it on gas, but I respect it either way. Even if he's unsure if he can make it on gas, he's like, I'm just going till the end. This is fun. Or if he saved enough gas to finish this race, then good on him, because I completely missed it, if that's the case. And then Jamie Horn able to fight his way back through the field. Early pitted team Trash Panda Autosport, now sitting in 3rd place. Greg able to get back up through the field and get around Jamie Horn, who had taken the race lead. Josh Cully not completely out of the mix yet either. He's only about 2.1 seconds back. He's going to be in 4th place. Greg McConey, I think, stepping on it a little bit here, able to increase that lead back out a little bit, over a second now on Ray Rittenauer, 2.5 on Jamie Horn. I believe it is this top 3's race to lose now. Jamie Horn trying to get back up to that bumper of Ray Rittenauer right now. 1.3 and 1.5 seconds back, respectively, on our leader, Greg McConey. And again, just
And we
what
have
a
hit our
fun
Nap
race.
Daddy rating. 2 to go.
2 to go here. It has been such a fun race to watch. So many different strategies out of these drivers here tonight. Everybody battling for the victory. Jamie Horn going to the inside here, trying to get that second place position away from Ray Rittenhour. White flag is in the air. They're now going to be about 1.6 seconds back on Greg McConey. They're going to be battling for second and third. It is going to be a photo finish there for second and third. But continuing to pull away out front is going to be that number 16 Trash Panda Autosport car of Greg McConey. It has been a strategy play tonight here at Michigan all night long. And he said it last week going into the interview, Michigan's his race, and indeed it is. Greg McConey in the 16, your winner at Michigan International Speedway. Ray Rittenhour, I think, able to get Jamie Horn by a nose for second place. Jamie Horn coming home in third.
Yep, good race, guys.
Josh
Good
Cully
win,
going to
Greg.
get fourth place here tonight.
Thanks.
Joe
guys.
Tardif.
Joe Tardif
Both
fifth.
there on that strategy.
Finishing
Brandon
fifth.
Trush in sixth.
Brandon Trush getting sixth. Brian Gibbons
I needed
seventh place.
I had four
Eighth place for Daniel Wilkerson. That's up 12 spots
Another
on the night.
podium
Mitchell
finish.
Wilson comes
Good one,
home
Greg.
ninth, and Edward Smith gonna finish in our top 10 here tonight, followed by Justin McMahon in 11th, Matt Quick in 12th, Stephen Bonomo 13, and Everett Larson 14. Ty Robertson coming home in 15th. Zach Baker in the comments saying, "Let's go, Greg." And your race winner tonight in that number 16 machine is going to be Greg McConey in a race that was completely dominated by different pit road strategy, tire strategy. And he called his shot last week. He said Michigan is his spot, and that is going to allow that number 16 of Greg McConey to be able to get out here, take the checkered flag, and be able to go burn it down.
Hey, Daytona! Everybody ready, set, go. Rev it up and let's roll. There's a party